Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Edna and Harvey the Breakout. And when last we left off, never let it be said that I've not Let's Played a game with Alf in it. Because Alf's right there, being Alf. It's really the only thing that Alf can do. We found a window after examining everything on these shelves and the light switch. It's time to look at this window and hopefully use it to get out of here. It's unlikely to be as simple as that, but hey, I can hope. Let's give it a look.
This is pretty high up. Does that mean I'm being held captive in a tower?
How romantic.
No, it just means that this building is very tall.
Isn't that a beautiful view?
Go get your own view. This one's mine.
We're going to be looking at it anyway, and there's nothing you can do about it. Harvey, what do you think of the window?
Look, Harvey! Freedom!
So what are we waiting for?
We have more things to use on the window, of course. That's what we're waiting for. Like a toenail.
I don't have to bother unscrewing it. It isn't even locked.
That's not very secure of the asylum to do that. They really should have made sure this was locked. Alright, Encyclopedia.
Window, noun. Window, sill. Cutting, dressing, pane, arched window, back window, blind window, display window, double window, exit window.
There are lots of things for window under there. Does make sense. Time to doodle all over it. If we can. Let's give this another go. There have been a few things with me trying to do something and then it not working, but hey, it works eventually.
No, I don't want to ruin the view.
I think we've heard that one before. Time for what happens in the adventures of Captain Useless.
The first issue should always be protected behind glass. But I myself seem to be behind glass at the moment.
So I suppose that counts. Alright, it's time for the polo mallet.
I don't have to break it. It isn't even locked.
No, all you have to do is pick it up, of course.
Yeah, I'd love that. That way, I could enjoy the view wherever I am. Unfortunately, the design of this window is somewhat awkward, and somebody has attached the view to the horizon.
Curse them! Ruining our perfect scheme! Okay, let's do what we should do to open this. Use it. Now we can go outside. Okay, you are very, very high up and you are standing very precariously there. If I were in your situation, I would be terrified right now. It's a good thing you're so fearless. What do we have here that we can look at? The roof edge, the window, and down below. Ominous indeed. Let's look at it.
Wow. Looks like I still have a long way to go.
Oh, that you do. And there is a very heavily fortified gate that we have to get past as well. Maybe the view down below can give us hints as to how we're going to get past it.
Hello! Nobody seems to hear me.
That's probably a good thing, because if they could hear you, they'd probably try and stop you. Alright, Harvey, any ideas?
You must be joking. Harvey's my best buddy.
Ah, this is one of those do you want to throw things down there interactions, and I'm gonna save just in case we lose anything by doing so. I don't want to have a repeat of what happened to Chairman Chairleg. I still miss Chairman Chairleg. Alright. Toenail time! So, I've discovered that the game crashes if you decide to try and throw a toenail off the side of the building. I can only presume that Edna accidentally throws the toenail into a rip in the fabric of space-time and tears apart all reality. Let's not do that and instead try and throw away the adventures of Captain Useless. I doubt the game's going to let us do that considering that we've only just got this, but you never know.
In this panel, we see Captain Useless fighting gravity. Watch out, Captain! It's sneaking up on you from behind!
Is it possible for gravity to sneak up on you from behind? Maybe in this universe, but not in the one that I live in.
I will not throw it down there. It could still be of use.
Good to know. What about the encyclopedia?
I'm not gonna throw it down there. It could still be of use.
Okay, we've saved this one till last. Let us try and destroy the scenery.
I will not throw it down there. It could still be of use.
Fair enough. We can go this way, or we can go this way. Let's go this way first. And find an antenna. And pretty much just that. Which means there's not a lot for us to interact with. Let's begin by examining it.
It looks like an ice skater with a broken leg.
Close, but so far away.
Well, Mrs. Antenna, let's get back to these electromagnetic fields you were talking about. Are they in this room now? Can you communicate with them?
They are there. I swear they are.
I see what you did there, game. Very clever. Harvey, what can we do with this antenna?
Look, Harvey, an aerial.
Cool. Now we can make contact with a mothership.
If we could have done that all this time, why is our objective to escape, Harvey? What are you hiding from us? Let's see if we can doodle on the antenna. Not likely.
Look here, Harvey. This is how cartoons are transmitted.
Oh.
Marvelous. We probably haven't seen any of them for some time.
Antenna, noun, 2. Plural, usually antennas. A metallic device for sending out or receiving radio waves.
More learning, brought to you by Edna and Harvey. Okay, Captain Useless, what adventures are you going on this time?
In this panel, we see Captain Useless canceling his cable TV.
Clearly, he wasn't using it anymore. And I'm actually going to save before I use the toenail. I get the feeling the toenail might start causing problems at this point. Or it may not, but it's still better to be safe rather than sorry. I'll stop saving after it's worked a few times. Alright, toenail, please don't destroy reality.
Look here, Harvey. This is how you set the frequency.
With a toenail? The wonders of modern technology.
Isn't technology spiffy? The only way we can really go is this way. And we could also try and pick up the antenna, though I get the feeling that's not going to work.
I'm picking up plenty. Thank you very much.
Fair enough. Can we use it?
At the same time, not far away.
Stay tuned for another mind-blowing story about people with big...
What the? Not again. Why don't we get cable here? So what? I'll just go back to watching the Looney Show.
Ah, he's now checking the cameras a lot. That might get us into some bother. We'll see how much bother when we carry on exploring. Ooh, there's stuff over here, like down below and the distance. Is this a different down below? Let's have a look.
Wow. Looks like I still have a long way to go.
I think this works exactly the same as the other down below that we've interacted with, including the ability to rip apart the space-time continuum. But what about distance?
There's a forest behind the wall. Then there's a river with a bridge over it. I can make out a graveyard and a church. And then houses. Isn't that one our house? I have to get there as soon as possible. Whatever it is Dr. Marcel is trying to hide, I'm sure I can find hints there that will help me remember.
There's an easy way to get there, and that's to just put the distance in our inventory.
If only it was that easy.
You can make it that easy, Edna. Just reach out and take it. Okay, that's not how distance works. But it was worth a try. Why don't you talk to the distance and see if you can get it to come closer?
You just wait there. I'll be down shortly. There must be a better way than the direct one.
Indeed. Let's try and use the distance.
I'll use that as motivation.
Good plan, and while I'm thinking about it, let's do this one and see it inevitably not work.
Jumping is not a solution.
It's not one that we want to use, that's for sure. Harvey? What do you think of the distance?
Do you recognize any of this, Harvey?
It looks a bit different from this perspective, but I think our house must be somewhere over there.
Great, we have a rough direction. Let's see if we can doodle on the horizon.
Impossible. It's too far away.
Nothing is impossible, except Dr. Marcel's pants, maybe.
And drawing on things a massive distance away with the ballpoint pen. Alright, Encyclopedia, what do you have to say?
Distance. Noun. 1. Measure of separation in space or time. It seems to be both in our case.
Indeed. What haven't we done? We haven't tried using the comic book.
In this panel, we see Captain Useless working as a surveyor.
Was Captain Useless any good at it? We don't know. Polo mallet on the distance. Can we smash where we're meant to be going?
Impossible. It's too far away.
Nothing is impossible, except Dr. Marcel's pants, maybe.
And I think I'll be saving for the last time up here when using the toenail. Maybe it's just up here that the toenail has difficulty. To be fair, the number of interactions we have with the toenail is truly staggering. Alright, toenail. Did we just throw the toenail at a distance? I think we did. Marvellous. Before we move over to that area, there's this grate over here that we can look at.
This is the ventilation shaft I crawled through.
Oh, is this where it ends? Is this where the chute takes you to? Interesting.
Open sesame! That must have been the wrong incantation.
Indeed it was.
I can't open it without my special tool.
Ah, a direct hint saying, hey, we should use the toenail.
I can't open it without my special tool.
And use and pick up have no different dialogue. We're going to be using the toenail last on this one, because otherwise, we'll open it before we use everything else.
What do you make of this, Harvey?
Damn grates, I hate them all.
We haven't had very many good interactions with them, to be fair. Pen?
I'm considering writing a book about these things sometime.
You do have a lot of opinions about them after all. Use Encyclopedia with great.
Grate. Noun. 1. Grating. 2. A frame of iron bars for holding fuel while it burns. Grating. Noun. A framework with parallel bars or crossbars. Yeah, that's the one.
Grating? Sounds more like a verb to me.
As in, I'm grating on people's nerves with these comments?
You're not grating on my nerves, Edna. Your descriptions are fantastic. Right, polo mallet time.
No, I can't break down the grate with this.
You're just not trying hard enough, Edna. You can succeed. You just need to hit it enough times.
In this panel, we see Handy Boy being locked behind bars for tax evasion.
Oh no! Will Handy Boy escape? And more importantly, will we get this open?
Yes, folks, it's time once again for Edna Conrad and her dancing toenails. It loses some of its appeal trying to get in instead of out.
Just a little. Before we move that way, I'm going to go this way and see what's here. Okay, that is there. Because this screen has 2 sides, so that makes sense. We had 1, and then 2 for a total of 4. Unless this is one of those non-Euclidean roofs that have 37 sides, some of which are within the folds of time. Let's hope it's not that. Let's go into the grate. Anything here? Nope, just the grate and the chute. And speaking of the chute, there are a few things that I want to try. That's right, we're going to use the comic book on things here.
Although Captain Useless isn't known to tilt against windmills, he's definitely not a friend of them.
Marvellous, there is dialogue here. There won't be that much of it because we can't use the comic book to doodle on every single one of these pads.
In this frame, Captain Useless fights the dust mites of Dune.
That was clearly a part of that story that I didn't see the first time round. Also, we need to get another toenail. Let's see what happens with the table.
So typical. I sneak out of my cell, risking my life in the process, slither through claustrophobic chutes, fight against massive muscle men, just to get myself a comic book. And then I just sit in my cell to read? Sounds like a great plan.
Replace the word great with terrible. What happens if we use it on the remnants of the chair?
That would be a miserable consolation after all I've done to it.
Indeed it would. Okay. Comic book with door.
Hey, Door! Do you want to read a bit?
Oh, yes, please, Edna.
I could lend you this highly amusing comic book.
Oh, please, please give it to me. I get so incredibly bored in this forsaken cell.
My pleasure. I always like to share with friends. Wait a minute. Weren't you the door that kept blocking my way out? Then, you can forget about it.
Yeah, the comic book's ours, and only for people that help us escape, and you don't help us. I'm curious about what happens if I use the comic book on the grate and tell the person on the other side that we have a comic book. It's time to save. I don't want to lose the adventures of Captain Useless after all. We have a whole other room that we can use that on. Okay, use comic book with grate.
Hello?
What do you want?
Here's something for you to read.
Oh, thank you. Wait a minute. I already read this one.
We still have it, which is good. I'm surprised he isn't asking questions about how we got it. But either way, it's time for us to get out of here. Walk to fan, walk into shoot, and head into the other room where we can continue the adventures of Captain Useless. There are so many things that we can use this on here, and there's nothing that I haven't already seen. We're going to use the chimney last, I think.
In this panel, Handy Boy takes pictures at the site of the accident. Don't forget the scratch on the front bumper, Handy Boy.
If there's a reference there, I don't get it.
In this panel,
What about using it on the article?
In this panel, Captain Useless wraps a herring in the Daily Planet.
Now I got that reference at least. Alright, what about the diploma?
In this panel, Captain Useless catches up on his high school education in night school.
Good to see Captain Useless still learning to this day.
In this panel, we see Captain Useless winning the 3rd place in pole sitting.
That is a sport that I have not heard of. And Captain Useless isn't too bad at it. You could say he's not useless at it. Let's just look at the cabinet.
In this panel, Captain Useless is filing a complaint with the moving company.
What did the moving company do that angered Captain Useless? We may never know.
In this panel, a hobo wipes the windshield of the Honkmobile. Watch out, Captain Useless! If he manages to draw a smiley face before the light turns green, you'll have to give him money.
Okay, so we know that their vehicle is the Honkmobile, and I am very slowly building up a lore for the universe of Captain Useless. By the end of the game, I think I could say I'll be an expert in it.
In this panel, Captain Useless saves a pilot from his ejection seat.
What about the desk?
In this panel, Captain Useless saves the day from behind his desk.
Being a superhero doesn't always involve being super active and flying around everywhere. Sometimes you could do it without leaving the comfort of your own home. Captain Useless certainly can. Finally, let's see what happens if we use this on the chimney.
Never. This is a first issue.
We will treasure it forever. and then use this book in here as well. Because there are things that we can do here, like use it on the column.
In this panel, we see Captain Useless guarding the local library.
Glad to see he's making sure people don't cause a fuss there, and I almost accidentally went to the next screen. We don't want to do that just yet.
In this panel, we see Handy Boy watering the flowers in the basement cave.
Ooh, they've got flowers in the basement cave. That's quite neat. Finally, we'll use this on the roof hatch.
In this panel, a hobo wipes the what's out if he
We've already seen that one. And when we come back, folks, the only way that we can go is this way here, down the hallway. Let's hope we don't come across any adversity as we continue to explore. Oh, who are we kidding? There's going to be adversity, isn't there? But maybe Captain Useless can help us get past it. I imagine I'm giving Captain Useless far more credit than I should, considering his name. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.